Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Your lovely friend MotoMax here again with another video. You might notice I do have a little bit of a addition to the bike. I put on a little bit taller windshield. Not that there was really any issue with the one I had on there before. I did go on a longer ride from Waco to Austin, and I felt like at the end of my ride, my neck and arms were just sore from holding myself up from the wind. I mean, it did quite a bit for buffering and whatnot on the, I guess, top of my helmet, but there's only so much that you can do about that. I think I had a 14-inch on there. I went with a 17, and it makes quite a difference. It also kind of let me know like what this bike is capable of whenever it comes to cruising longer distances on the freeway. Not once did I say I was uncomfortable, I can tell you that much. But I also found kind of a better understanding of the sweet spots of what it comes to with RPMs and what speeds are most efficient. I guess it has something to do with the way that these new Harley motors are designed. They really like to be in the higher RPMs. At least I know this one does. The first couple things I noticed about this new windshield is it definitely takes a lot of the pressure off of what's beating me in the chest, but I kind of have this little head bob going right at my eyebrow line where my head's kind of feeling like it's wiggling a little bit. Obviously I could reduce that by just tucking under the windshield like this, and it feels like I'm, you know, driving a car almost. Even just that small bit of change right there makes a world of difference for how aerodynamic my head feels. And then I come back up to normal riding position, and my air vent on my helmet actually gets airflow. So it's kind of like a positive negative action that we have going on there. It's definitely a scorcher today. We're sitting probably around 100, 101 degrees. Busted out the long sleeve so I don't get a sunburn. I guess the benefit of wearing a little bit more layering whenever it's hot is your sweat actually cools you off. It doesn't just instantly dry. So I will say stay tuned for more of my videos upcoming. I might be having a little move ahead of me. We'll see. It just depends on what I end up getting offered in my current position and what I decide to take. I did try to go fishing over there at that boat ramp. You can barely see it. 3 rods with me. One of them was just a little bait caster with a topwater lure, and then the other 2 were just bait rods. One of them I threw out a little bit deeper water with a Nightcrawler. I got a couple runs on it, but I never really got anything to actually take the hook. Now what was ironic to me was I was cutting up little tiny pieces of this worm and putting it on my tiny light and just dropping it off the edge of the dock, and I caught probably 30 fish varying in species from bass, bluegill, and channel catfish. Tell you one thing, I'm definitely getting tired of riding in the same areas, same roads, and the same scenery of basically just fields and grass. So we can look forward to the future to see where that takes us. But like I did say earlier, I went on that longer ride towards Austin. Don't get me wrong, it was no pleasurable views or anything. It was just straight freeway, but it was nice to just get on the bike and go. I'm gonna be honest, the main reason that I was inspired to go on that longer ride was because I watched the movie called The Bike Riders or something like that. It wasn't as cheesy as I thought it was gonna be. I was expecting it to be like a Fast and the Furious version of motorcycles, but it ended up being like a well-rounded film, so I highly recommend it. It'll probably motivate you to go out on a ride. Definitely made me enjoy the fact that I have a Harley. Right about now, it kind of just feels like I have a hair dryer set on the hot setting, just blowing straight into my face. I will say, I don't know if this bike likes cooler or warmer temperatures more, because really doesn't seem to complain much on either. It definitely has all the torque in the world you'll ever need. If you haven't ridden one of these newer Street Bobs, I highly recommend it. They also sound awesome. I used to dog on Harleys and Harley riders all the time until I actually owned and rode a Harley. And then I kind of started understanding the culture of them, but then now there's this whole new, I guess, style of riding where they're club styled out, kind of like this bike. And those guys are just animals, picking up the front wheel every time they can, and it kind of brings you back to your roots of riding supermotos, even though I can't do a wheelie on this bike to save my life, which is probably better. It's probably better off that way. Well, I figured I'd turn on the camera and just get a couple clips out for you guys. I don't know when I'll edit this or post it, but figured I'd give you a little update, show you the windshield. If I end up finding anything else that's video worthy, I'll turn the camera back on.